3 months in with my Laurel Denise planner, let me tell you what I am loving and some things that I'm loving, just maybe a little bit less. First up, I love the overall quality. This is great quality. I think that when I think of quality, the first thing I think of is paper quality. It's all really nice. So the binding is good. I like how these snap in and out, the little ruler that it comes with. It also comes with a little bookmark, and it just like when you snap it in and out, it doesn't feel cheap or like it's about to fall apart, which I think is important because when you're getting a planner that is a little pricier, a little bit more high end, you want to make sure that it's worth it. And so I feel like the quality is good, but paper quality just can't be beat. Like when I write in this, it doesn't bleed through. So I've done a lot of planner reviews and I've looked at a lot of planners. And one thing I've noticed, not a deal breaker, but it's not my favorite thing, is when you look at a page, and you can see the other side of it already through. So you don't know if your pen or pencil is going to bleed through or show a mark, but you know it's not the strongest, thickest paper. And for this, there's none of that. So I'm looking at this page, for example. It's got some dots, some to do this month column paper, which is just plain blank. And when you flip it over, there's an entire monthly on the other side of that and a weekly, and you don't see anything when you flip it over. Like it is just really good thick paper. So that's the first thing that I'm loving. The second thing I'm loving is that it's tabbed and it's so easy to find what you're looking for. Like I said, it does come with that bookmark, but I like that it's tabbed because you have so many things that you can do with this planner, right? Like when I did my original review, I showed that in the back, you have the dot pages, you've got the grid pages, you've got so many different extras. The back page has got the ways I'm moving my body, excited for, hopeful for, and then the front of the planner has got the extras with the special dates and events. Like there's so much that I'm looking at this. Like it's so nice to be able to flip around. And once you're in your month, there are the weekly, like there's the little smaller paper inserts. So I just like that it's tabbed so it is easy to get where you're going. The next thing that I love is this cover. So I just love a floral cover. I like a floral or maybe something with gold, but I really like this one. Now, truth be told, it is not closed very often. So I don't see the cover every single day, but if I were to take it with me, I really love this. I like that it is a sturdy one. It's kind of like a cardboard cover and the edges never look like they're peeling up or anything like that. And it comes with that inner pocket. And so I feel like the cover overall is really well made. So I just like that it's high quality. Whatever I need to put in it, or if I need to take it with me, I know that it's gonna hold up and it's just not gonna fall apart. The other thing that I mentioned that I liked a moment ago when I was talking about the tabs and being able to flip around are those extras. So at the beginning, I haven't used this as much as I had hoped, but you've got a monthly layout from January of 2025 to December of 2025, and you've got space for goals and things to remember. I wonder if I had started with this planner at the beginning of the year, if I would have done a little bit more with that, but I do like that it's there in case at the end of the year, I wanna look back on, maybe some of my photos and pick my favorite memory, right? So something that I could put in here just to remember the year by, and then maybe instead of goals and things to remember, it would be, my favorite moment or a happy memory or something like that. I also like that I can use this too as I'm getting closer to moving into my 2026 planner. The special days and events column is really important because, you start getting into, okay, it's almost getting into 2026, January, February, March. You don't have your planner yet for that, but you're getting events, weddings, vacation, etc. And you want to write it down so you don't forget when you do move into your new planner. I like it for that purpose, and I love the back. So I had done, let me find it here, in the back, in the yearly win columns, I had done part 1 of my yearly reflection. And actually I'm getting ready to do that video soon too, because part 2 is coming up. I decided not to reflect quarterly this year, but rather break the year into thirds because quarterly just felt like that was too quick. Like 12 weeks goes by so fast. So I like that yearly wins, I had a big space for me to just think about like all the things that made the first third of the year so great. All the TV shows that I watched that I really liked, the travel I did, live entertainment that I saw, theater, productions, things like that, productivity, like appointments that I went to, small joys, people that I saw. That was a huge one because sometimes you feel like you're like, I'm so busy, I wish I could see my friends more, I want to make time. And you do need to plan for those things, but when I look back at my calendar, I'm like, oh, I saw a lot of people in this time, which was great. I also had a you did it, which were some things that were goals of mine that I did, bomb milestones for myself, financial wins, and miscellaneous. So I like that I have this section here for that, and I'm gonna use, that was yearly wins, I'm gonna use the yearly lessons next to it for part 2, and then I'll need a spot for part 3, and I might just do it on the back here, TBD. But I like that the extras are built in, so that I have a place to kind of brain dump, or I'll usually do a brain dump on a piece of paper as I look through my phone, my calendar. Each month I look through my paper calendar, my phone calendar, all my pictures, so I can remember all of those moments and add them, because at the end of the year, you can sometimes think this year went by so fast. And by doing this, you're like, oh, I did all the things that I want to do. And if you're not doing all of the things that you want to do, I feel like these intervals of every 4 months, breaking it up and being like, oh, like that wasn't great, which is fine. Sometimes we have seasons that are rough, but if you're noticing chunk after chunk after chunk of time, you're like, that wasn't how I wanted it to go, that wasn't how I wanted it to go, maybe it's time to just, reevaluate. Sometimes things are out of our control, but maybe you can add in small goals or plans or things that will help you, so that when you're at the end of those 3 or 4 months, you're like, oh, I'm glad that I did that. But at any rate, I love having this space for that. Now moving on to the things that I'm not loving quite so much. I'm not saying I dislike them, but the first one's on me. I wish I had started with this at the beginning of the year, because I was so excited to get it, and I was so excited when I got it, but I still moved in like April or May, and I kind of think that some of the ones, like the one I was just showing you, the special dates and events and my layout of the year with goals and things to remember, would have been more utilized if it was that like January excitement of like, ooh, let me just like jump right in and I'm gonna, just get right to it. So I think that that's a me thing though, because I don't think I've ever had the same planner for an entire year. But I'm still making good use of it. I'm still using this planner. This is the one I've been in the longest this year, but it just probably would have been ideal to start in January with this one. The other thing is that it's a little bit big for me. I did check their website, and I think that they have one that is, I don't know if it's smaller per se, but instead of, I guess you could say horizontal, it's more vertical like this. So if I decide to reorder Laurel Denise, which like I said, I am completely amazed by the quality. It's a really nice planner. If I decide to go this route in 2026, I think I'm gonna really spend some time on that website to look at different options, layout, sizes, things like that, because I don't anticipate in my life needing to take my planner a lot of places, but that could always change. If I were ever to go back to working in person full time, not remotely, I think I would have to take my planner with me every day. You never know what the season of life will hand you, and quality is really important because you don't know what will happen and you might need to take your planner with you. But if that's the case, I think I would need something maybe a little bit more medium size, or I don't know, maybe I would try the other direction, right? Like whatever this one is, if I would try this way. So TBD on that. And the last thing is, and once again, I think this is a me thing, I like this planner a lot, but I'm not using it more than any of my other planners. And I just can't figure out why. This has been a constant thing all year. So I don't know if I need to be in better habits. I don't know if it's one of those things where I need to just accept, because this is what I tell everybody when people ask me about planner advice. I'm always like, do what works for you, right? Like you don't have to have everything perfectly neat, a fancy planner. Everything needs to be aesthetic. You need to have your morning tea ritual where you sip your beverage of choice and journal and get yourself organized for the day. That doesn't work for everybody. If it does for you, great. But if not, that's fine. So I don't know if I'm being too hard on myself of like, yeah, if you use this a couple days a week, that's okay. Or if you go a week without using it because it was a really busy week and maybe you were traveling, that's okay. If you use it on a Monday or Friday or both, that's okay. So I just was hoping that this would be like the answer to 100% planner peace, as I have spoken about in the past. And I'm not saying that it hasn't brought me peace, because it has. I was just hoping that I would be using it a little bit more frequently than what I'm using. So I'm still really happy with it. It is August. I will not be purchasing another planner for 2025. So this is not only my longest 2025 planner, this is gonna be my longest planner, I don't know, maybe in the last few years, like of all. Maybe this is the winner. And maybe it's also a me thing because I like planners. I love that feeling of getting a fresh planner because it is something fun and new, but it's also this promise of like, you have this tool that's about to help you get your life in order. Is that true? I mean, I don't know if that's true, but there's that excitement that comes along with it. So maybe it's just me liking to buy new planners, but I'm trying not to do that. So I have been talking long enough about this, but it really is a beautiful planner. If you're thinking about getting one, I really highly recommend this, especially if you stay home, especially if you have a place for it. Like I said, I call it the wingspan, right? Like this thing's like a bird, like it is big. But what is really nice, and this was, I forgot to say, the one last thing that I love about this is the layout of it. So you have your month, which I have been really trying to be more consistent with my workout routines. And it's been going really well this year. So I have sometimes put it in the weekly column. Sometimes I've been tracking it on the monthly, like what I'm doing each week. Sometimes I have all sorts of different layouts. My workout routine has been inconsistently consistent. Like I'm working out consistently, but I'm not doing a specific workout like, oh, I walk these 3 days and then I do strength training on these 2 and I do bar Pilates on, it's kind of all over the place, which is fine for right now. I do want to kind of make that a fall goal to get into a more set routine. Honestly, any movement that you can handle this time of year when it's Florida and the real feel is like 115 is a win in my opinion, any type of movement. But I really like that. So I like this layout where you see the month, you see the weekly, you've got the to do today, this week, and then you've got this open space for maybe additional activities, things that are top of mind. You've got a to do this month and the habit tracker. Everything is open. So right, that's the reason why there's a wingspan, is because you can see everything all at the same time. And I have never, in all the planners that I've ever used, seen, reviewed, Staples, Walmart, Target, like wherever I have gone online, I've never seen one like this. If you have, leave me a comment, but I've never seen one like this. And I think that this would be a great planner for so many people, so many different stages of life. Like I think this is a great planner. So that's where I am with it for now. I'm still using it. I really love it. Just, you know, trying to figure out what routines and habits could I be in relation to my planner that would help me feel more organized and more on top of things. Maybe I'm just busy, I don't know. If you have any advice, I'm always happy to hear it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this. And if you did, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.